Yo, what's going on everyone? In today's video, I will be showing you the easiest and fastest way to complete the brand new Kortz Center Heist in GTA 5 Online as a solo player while also beating the Elite Challenge to earn ourselves the maximum amount of money possible. So if you go on to enjoy today's video, please don't forget to go down below and drop a like on it for me. But now let's get into this amazing Kortz Center Heist guide. Alright, so to get things started, the first thing you want to do is enter inside your art studio, then walk up to the heist planning board to click right on the D-pad and then pay that $100,000 setup cost to start the Kortz Center Heist. From here, you will see that we need to complete a total of 5 mandatory preps, which are those top ones, and also we will be completing 2 of the optional preps, which sometimes you will need to complete 3 of those. Which the preps you want to complete for the infiltration gear, you want to make sure you get the alpha male disguise. For the unmarked weapons, you want to get the security loadout. Then for the getaway vehicle, it really doesn't matter which one you choose. In this case, I chose the Manches. And of course, for the equipment, you want to complete that access code and hacking device prep. Then you'll have the 2 optional preps, which I recommend always completing the guard shipments and also guard routes, as well as the glass cutter, but that one is not always necessary. It completely depends if your secondary targets for the buyer request was in a glass case or not. In this case, my buyer request items were just painting, so I don't need that glass cutter, but sometimes you will need it. From there, we are now ready to start this heist, which for the heist settings, you want to make your primary target the sell option if you want to make the normal amount of money from the painting, or if you want to keep the painting as decoration for your mansion, put it on keep. Just keep in mind, if you do put it on keep, you won't be making any money from this heist once we do complete it. After that, go down to where it says getaway vehicle and select the getaway vehicle that you chose, and of course for the weapon loadout, you want to select the security. From there, we are fully ready to start this heist. Of course, we will be completing this entire thing solo as we did for the preps. First thing you want to do is enter inside the alpha male van, then drive it all the way where I'm going up this hill up to the Kortz Center, and I recommend taking this little shortcut through this bush to save yourself a few seconds. Because trust me, every second counts. Since we of course are going for the Elite Challenge, we need to complete this entire heist in under 17 minutes. Anyway, once all the way up here, you want to go over to the Bell Building entrance, which is just over here at the security guard who is waiting to check your ID. Once you went up to him and he checked your ID, you will now enter inside the loading bay. Once inside the loading bay, drive all the way through, then crash at this right portion against this pole. That way we could easily teleport outside of the car in a few seconds. Once out, you want to go over here to where this box is and then pick up the key card on top of it. After that, bring the keycard over to this basement entrance and then insert the keycard to enter inside. And once inside this basement, we need to first locate the keypad. As you could see, that right keypad is sometimes going to be the one you get, but if it shows red, that is how you know it is definitely not that keypad. So mine is on this other side. In order to get over here, you want to go past this camera once it is not looking towards your direction, then shoot these 2 guards very quickly in the head. After that, you'll see the keypad right here, so go up to it and click right on the D-pad to perform this really simple fingerprint cloner hack. And this is the same exact one from the Diamond Casino heist. Once you did successfully complete the fingerprint cloner hack, we can now enter inside this main CCTV room and then take out that first guard with a headshot, then go up to the CCTV system to temporarily disable the CCTV. After that, shoot this guard in the head if he is standing right here, but if he is not, he will be inside this computer room, which all you'll then need to do is shoot him in the head inside this room. After that, open up the phone, take a look at your text, which is going to be the access code Raph will send you to enter inside this computer, and once you enter that access code correctly inside the computer, the security doors in front of us to enter inside the vault will now open. But this is definitely the hardest part about this entire heist. Luckily, we aren't doing this on hard mode, so the lasers are really easy to disable. All we need to do is disable 3 different sections of lasers, which this first one is definitely the easiest to disable. It is literally as simple as you walking up to it past all of these lasers and then clicking right on the D-pad to disable the first section. Now this second section of lasers is also really easy to disable, but for this one, we do need to be a little bit more patient. The lever for this second section of lasers to disable is over on the opposite side though, so come over here to the right, and once over here you want to wait for those 3 lasers stacked on top of each other to come right next to you, and once they disappear you immediately want to run past this and then go up to this lever to disable the second section of lasers just like so. This section is honestly the hardest part of lasers to disable. This last section is very easy. All you want to do is come over here to the very middle and wait for the laser at the very bottom to disappear, and once it disappears, we want to walk immediately right past it. Just like this. As you can see, it just disappeared. I will now walk in between these lasers, then come over here to the left or the right and walk in between these other ones to finally disable the third and final section of lasers. We are now completely done doing that entire hard part. From there, go up to the vault keypad and click right on the D-pad to perform the really simple hack. This hack is a really easy one, and you have the AI scramble option to help you out if you do have trouble. Just like that, I performed the hack literally in under 30 seconds. Once you did, you'll see the vault door will now open and we can now enter inside to steal our main target. And in this case, I also have one of my buy request targets in here as well, which sometimes you'll get that. First though, let's steal the primary target, which is over here in this middle section. So go up to it and click right on the D-pad to put the painting on this table. Once it is on the table, you want to click whatever your shoot button or gas button is to pry open all of these clips. Once you did that, your character will whip out the fake version of the painting we need to replace this with and put it on the frame. Once it is on the frame, you now need to roll up the original version and then put it inside of this tube, which to make this process faster, all you want to do is roll your left joystick in circles extremely fast. After you did that, you'll now put the backboard on top of the fake version of this painting. Then we have to hammer all of the 4 clips back in by tapping A on all 4 of these clips 3 different times. But once you did hammer all of the clips back in, you'll now put the painting back where it originally was on this wall, and now we are ready to exit the vault unless you have a buy request item inside this vault as well, like I do. Because if you do have a buy request item inside here, which is only going to be a painting, then you of course want to steal that painting first, then exit the vault after. You will also see different paintings in here which we won't be stealing since those aren't buy request items. In order to see which ones are a buy request item, they will be as a money icon on the minimap, but it will be a gold money icon, not a white one. Anyway, once you looted the entire vault for your main primary target and also the buy request items if you had any in there, you want to now exit the vault by going over to the security doors and then clicking this green button to open the doors. Once the doors opened, simply walk outside and now we can enter back inside where the CCTV system computers are located at to click right on the D-pad, and the first thing we need to do is wipe the vault CCTV footage. Once you wiped it, you want to wait here a few seconds in front of this computer, then click right D-pad once again to temporarily disable the CCTV. After you did that, you want to be very fast from here on out. That way we have enough time of the CCTV cameras being disabled. That way we don't get caught inside of the main floor. So just run through these hallways and then up to this elevator where there is going to be a keypad, and we need to perform this really simple keypad hack. Then just simply enter inside the elevator and go to the ground floor, because once at this ground floor, we can now begin looting the rest of our buyer's request items, which in this case, I only have one buyer request item to collect, and it is a painting, which is super easy. Anyway, what you first need to do is take out this first guard and then the second one, but once he is in between those 2 pillars, as you can see, he normally will be in front of the painting, so you want to wait for him to walk in between those pillars and then shoot him exactly as I did. After that, we only need to shoot one more guard, which is that one right there leaning on the railing, and we don't luckily need to disable the cabinet alarm since all of my buy request items are paintings. But if you did have a buy request item that was inside of the cabinets, you of course need to disable those cabinet alarms first, which if you haven't seen my guide on how to disable the cabinet alarms, make sure you click the video that you see on the top right corner of your screen right now. But anyway, as I said, I got the 2 paintings, so I didn't need to disable them in this video. But anyway, once you looted all of the loot and you have all of your buy request items, plus also a completely full bag capacity, we can now make our way all the way upstairs back to the elevator. Then once inside the elevator, you want to go down to the basement because that is going to be the way we will be exiting through the loading bay. To get to the loading bay, it is very simple. Just follow exactly where I'm going. Of course, if there is any guards in your way, you want to take them out with a simple headshot, just as I did. Then walk through these 2 doors into the loading bay and make sure you don't go past that camera until it is looking away from you. Once it is looking away from you, just run right past it as I did, then all the way through the loading bay up until you get to the loading bay entrance. Because once you reach the entrance, you'll then be put through a cutscene of all of the police officers plus noose guards showing up to the front door entrance of the Kortz Center. And I know for this part it looks really hard since lots of police are showing up to the Kortz Center, but luckily with my specific strategy of exiting this Kortz Center, it is very easy. We will be completely ignoring all of the guards and also the police. So let's get into it. It is literally so simple. All you want to do is walk over here to the left where this wall is and climb over it. Once over this wall, we are literally done. We don't need to worry about any guards or police coming after us. All you need to do is pretty much follow exactly where I'm going along the side of the Kortz Center property, along this mountain, going all the way up until you hit this back road, because on this back road should be 2 police officers driving up. Also, like I've been showing you this entire guide, we pretty much have been hitting 100% headshots this entire time, since part of the elite challenge is to have 100% accuracy, so we literally can't miss any shots. That includes on the exit. So once this police officer hops out, you want to be very patient and wait until you have a clear shot on his head to get him with a one-shot kill, just as I did. So make sure you don't shoot them in their car, whatever you do, because that will most likely fail your elite challenge. But anyway, once you took out that officer with a one-shot kill, you want to hop inside of his car and then drive this police car all the way down this trail up until you hit the main road. Because once on the main road, it is literally so simple from here. All we need to do is drive this car all the way over to the lockup, which currently is only 2.4 miles away, not far at all. I would also recommend dodging the cops on the way over there, but it's also completely not necessary. As you see, I'm skipping the gameplay forward on purpose. That way you could see I am going right past these officers, and at the end, once I made it over to the lockup, I was still able to completely lose the cops. The only police officers you want to be careful for is going to be the ones in a police helicopter, since those guys will be shooting you. But anyway, as long as you dodged all of those officers on the way over to the lockup, here's how much money you'll get paid once you officially lost the cops and made it over to the buyer. Take a look, I was waiting just in front of the buyer until I lost the cops, and then I went through the cutscene of delivering him the goods. And once I did, here's how much money I got paid for completing this entire heist. As you could see, the total outcome of the painting I robbed was 365,000, and I robbed some bonus loot, which put me up to 550,000, and I also complete the buyer's request, which put me up to 600,000. And of course, you should have also completed the elite challenge with my guide, which was to finish the heist in under 17 minutes, not lose that much money on your exit, as well as have a 100% accuracy, plus also complete the buy request list. Which we completed all of those things very easily, and I showed you how to do those as well, which got us an extra $50,000. So in total, I earned $650,000 after completing this entire heist, as well as 2,600 RP on top of that. And yeah, that is now going to be the end of today's video. You officially know how to complete the entire Kortz Center heist in GTA 5 Online completely solo while also completing the elite challenge. With all of that being said, if you went on to enjoy my video or if it went on to help you out in any way, please do me a favor in return by going down below and dropping a like on the video before you click off. And of course, if you aren't, make sure you also hit that subscribe button. And with all of that being said, if you want to see my other guides on different strategies to complete the Kortz Center heist in GTA 5 Online, make sure you click the video that you see on the middle of your screen right now.